the guys up there are amazing though.
Right.
Like we have AOSD, Advanced Officer Safety Training. They're all purple belt and up. They're sergeants,
interesting.
Third degree black belt.
So is that a program implemented by the police department or is it by itself?
So it's a program implemented by the police department.
Yep.
And but unfortunately though, it's quarterly a year. They teach you that, right?
Just once? Every
4
quarter?
times.
Yeah. So once every quarter, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some officers, that's all they do is that for their fitness, for example, or grappling, because it's defensive tactics, right?
Yep.
When it comes to fitness, it's by yourself, you know? I think the incentive, like for example, every year, right? You got to do the same academy PT. That's what we needed to get into the police department, right? And if you pass everything you need to do on that PT test every year, you get either bonus on your check or vacation time. Like if they gave me, let's say they gave people, you get a week off to all the officers that passed their PT.
Yep.
That would motivate a lot of people because I'd like to take a week off, man.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's the incentives, right? Mm-hmm. And that's not just for the police department, even though it probably should be because, you know, it's probably going to help you save your life, you
100%.
know? And, but then incentives make the world go round. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just like with any job,
for sure,
right? If you get paid more, you're going to do your job better. But so what I'm hearing from you, which to my understanding is that there is training, but there's not enough time of training, right? Because you're telling me that it's once every quarter. I'm like, once every quarter? I mean, as me and you know.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, we train. We train every day.
Every day.
Like I go 2 days without training. I'm like, oh,
exactly.
out.
But unfortunately, some people are okay with that. Yeah. Like I'll be honest, like my shooting is average. Some people are not good at fitness, but they're incredible shooters.
Sure.
But I need to take accountability and go by myself and go shoot because we got that quarterly too. So it's taking accountability for your own actions. And that's the problem. People are satisfied with just being the way they are.
Right.
And that's the problem, in my opinion, because criminals, they look at that.
Absolutely, bro. That's an evolutionary thing. That's innate in humans. Like they're going to size you up.
100%.
And a lot of them, I'm willing to bet, are masters of that. That's what they do for a living. They're going to size you up and then they're going to expose that weakness.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. They're street smart.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the quote unquote criminals, they do that for a living, right? Yeah, they lie to you for a living. They manipulate for a living. Like they're masters, literally,
100%.
at that craft.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. No, but like, sorry, we're going a little bit off topic.
No.
It's such a hard question to answer because I'll tell you what, our department, believe it or not, gives more training than most departments in the United States. Can you believe that shit?
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. You mean Las Vegas itself? Like Las Vegas as a whole? Yeah. Their department gets more training, even with gives us more training. Or NYPD and all that?
Most likely, yeah. We have literally a training center built that cost millions. That was a donation to train us.
Whoa.
Yeah.
A whole different facility.
Whole different. It's
like a headquarters kind of like.
It's all the way in the mountains, basically. Put it that way. But unfortunately, it's far for some people. So that's also another thing that maybe could have been thought about a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because if you live west side and you got to go all the way up, it takes you an hour to get there to train.
Yeah.
An hour there, an hour back with traffic now. Vegas, it's not what it used to be.
That's true. I mean, I guess it all depends how you look at it because, listen, and again, like
I'm saying for the norm, right?
Sure.
We got a different mentality.
Yeah.
Right? Like I see you in the gym all the fucking time with your headphones fucking killing it.
Yeah.
So you have that mindset already. You're willing to do whatever it takes.
The habits, yeah.
But that's a choice, right?
It is a choice. And listen, without bashing, because I know, especially
you can be honest, bro.
Yeah, no. Like, especially in social media, what I was trying to say is that, like, I think people like, will bash people. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes you need that tough love. I think most of the time you need that tough love, honestly, to get someone's ass up because it's virtually impossible to change someone if they don't want to be changed.
Oh yeah,
right?
100%.
Even if your life is on the line, think about that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. And I think in some sort of way, people think it's a hypothetical thing. It's like, no, you could be in danger, even not being a police officer, just going out to like Walmart or something. Oh, there's a certain mentality, like what we were talking about, and not to go off to track, but then people will find out. Like, so this is like a point that I thought that I had.
Yeah.
Since we train martial arts, right? And I don't know if you feel this way, correct me if I'm wrong. When I go to say some sketchy ass place, you know, maybe grocery store, Walmart late at night or something.
Yeah, that's definitely sketchy at night.
Right. Just you alone with that vibe and you knowing how to do martial arts. And don't get it twisted. Just because you know you don't do martial arts doesn't mean you can't get stabbed or shot.
For sure.
But that level of like confidence in you, it fucking reeks out of you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's almost enough. I'm not saying completely, but that's almost enough to prevent a situation, right? When people are like, oh, wait a minute. Other than you compared to you having your head down, shoulders slouched, you're kind of skinny a little bit, right? Like,
Scott, I think you said that in English because, you know, I'm from Switzerland, you know that. Is it called aura, right? Your aura?
Yeah, you're like energy about you,
your
right?
Energy.
Your vibe, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, if
like without even doing anything.
Correct.
Right.
Because you know deep inside, like when I see a suspect, right? And let's say they try something or their intent's not to fight me, right?
Yeah.
But I think about the what if game, right?
Of course.
In my head, I'm like, I already know I could fucking fuck them up.
Yeah.
Because 99% of people on the street don't even know how to throw a jab, bro.
That's true. It's a very, like, I guess you could say consolidated. I mean, it's like any other craft, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you play the piano, you're probably, and you're really good at it, you're probably in the top like 2%.
Oh, 100%.
That's the same. That's even more so with fighting because it's so primal that a lot of people are scared of it or their insinuation of what trading is.
I mean, it's humbling, dude. MMA
it's very humbling. Yeah,
bro.
It's
like,
for sure.
You think you're good? Mm-hmm. There's different levels to this shit, man.
Yep.
Like I just, you know, when I met you at Syndicate, right? Like there's some dudes in there, man. Like, well, I'll just point out the ones that train the Jiu-Jitsu, right? The Shapiro brothers, bro.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. The dude, Jerry, he's like 5'4", bro.
Yeah.
He's weighs 140.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 5'11", I'm 192.
Yep.
And he makes you feel like you never trained a day of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's, going back to the original question is, we need to implement a lot more training.
Yeah.
Is it going to cost? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as citizens, right? Would you feel comfortable if you knew that in order to be a police officer, at least you, for a requirement, have 6 months of jiu-jitsu under your belt?
That's
at least that.
Interesting. Yeah. That's a poll that I put up on, you know, like my little community.
Yeah.
It was exactly that. It's funny because me and John actually didn't talk about that. You just brought it up.
Yeah.
And I actually, since I'm doing this, you know, Boys in Blue Week, you know, with police officers, I asked that question, like, how much level of training and how long should you do before you go out into the field? And the majority of people, even just as civilians and not even, you know, in that first responder category, they said that one was like 6 months and then one was like a year, you know?
But you know what the problem is with all that though, which I understand from an admin perspective.
Yep.
If they implement that, we'd be empty, bro.
True.
We're already understaffed as is.
I understand. But I think like we can revert to back as in like, you can still join the police force, right? Have more training in the beginning. And then as you go, you should implement 2 or 3 days a week, at least demanded at least an hour.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because something is better than nothing, right?
Oh, for sure.
And this is another topic that I've talked to. Even when Jerry was here, like I talked to him about. It's like the level of training. If you train consistently for 3 months every day and then just completely quit, compared to someone that doesn't, is fucking night and day.
Oh, yeah.
It's night and day. Like, you know the positions, you know where to place your weight in wrestling, you know where to knee on belly, where to place that weight. Like, it's night and day, bro. Like, compared to someone that doesn't train, a police officer that doesn't train. That's a crazy.
And you know what the problem with that, too, is when you don't train or you're not physically fit, that's when you tend to fucking use your tools, right? Because we have a duty belt.
Yeah,
so
that's
the taser.
A great point,
but
bro.
What happens if a taser doesn't work, dude?
Sure.
And you have a dude who's, some people never got punched in the face. And you know that because you've done MMA. It's not fun.
It's not fun at all.
Especially with those little gloves, the MMA gloves.
The Mike Tyson quote.
Yeah.
If someone has a plan until you get punched in the face.
100%.
Or punched in the mouth. That's what
And I mean, in the academy, you have like a scenario, like a boxing sparring type thing.
Yeah.
It's only one.
Mm-hmm.
But man, they need to switch the academy around, in my opinion.
Mm.
There's a lot of great tools.
Yep.
But when it comes to the fitness part was great. Running, push-ups, abs, that was great. But in terms of jiu-jitsu, like, and striking, there was none of that, bro. And I was amazed to see, like,
that's heavy, man. That's heavy to hear.
Like,
honestly,
your life is literally on the line. These people don't give a fuck about you, bro.
Yeah, dude. Listen, compared to like if we were to take ourselves back, right, before we started training and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, you know, like you said, there's levels to this shit. 100%. I don't consider myself an expert at all means.
Not me neither,
just because we're talking about this.
We're just learning.
We're just learning as we go, right?
Yeah.
And back to my point, that's probably what people should be doing. But if you take yourself back before we started training, I don't know how I went without it.